It's always the same people. Have you noticed this? It is absolutely unbelievable. Rashee Rice is the dumbest NFL football player currently in the league. Instead of stacking touchdowns, this clown is once again stacking off-field issues. This jack has been allowed to slide and slide and slide. When it comes to Rashee Rice, I don't need no evidence. I just need he's wrong. Tell me I'm wrong about Rashee Rice. You can't. It's always the same people. Have you noticed this? This goes back to the late 70s and Steve Howe, a great relief pitcher with the Dodgers. 7, 8, or 9 times this dude got suspended from baseball because of drugs. And as a kid, I started paying attention. It's always the same people. The modern day version is this complete and utter dumbass, Rashee Rice, the kid who plays with the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, this started in college with this dumbass. I don't know. He was banging on the car of Kendrick Davis, the point guard for SMU, when somehow this complete dumbass got into Southern Methodist University. Now, I would say this. Rashee Rice is the dumbest NFL football player currently in the league. I was trying to think if I can go history, but I can't. Ray Cruz in jail for killing his girlfriend, and so are others. But it is absolutely unbelievable. He is a young, talented, starting, important wide receiver in the NFL, playing for a great organization. Well, a great organization on the field. Horseshit. Andy Reid's one of the biggest pussies in America when it comes to being a coach. I mean, the big fat guy can't discipline nothing. But anyway, he plays with Patrick Mahomes, the greatest quarterback, you could argue, of this generation. It's very rare, but this guy keeps screwing it up. Remember Rashee Rice going a billion miles an hour down a Dallas highway, crashing into people and walking away on his phone? What a douchebag. This guy pisses me off. He should not be allowed to play in the NFL. He should not be allowed to date women, and he should not be allowed to drive a car because he's too stupid. So instead of stacking touchdowns, this clown is once again stacking off-field issues. Listen to this. Kansas City Chiefs, this is Armando. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice, who has had multiple legal problems because he's a freaking idiot. Most stemming from his hit-and-run driving accident in 2024, which led to a jail sentence and a 6-game NFL suspension, is the subject of a troubling new lawsuit by the mother of his children. This is awful. I mean, this dude has hurt people all along the way. Listen to this. Although the suit filed by former girlfriend Dakota Jones filed Monday, Dallas County, Texas, is a civil matter. It is quite possible, if the allegations are proven, Rice may be found to be in violation of the conditions of his probation agreement and face added jail time. Take Hillary and Bill Clinton and Chelsea Clinton and Rashee Rice and put them at Alcatraz. And don't allow tours for 2 years. Don't allow food. Let them fend for themselves. They got to go fishing. I like Alcatraz. Just put them on Alcatraz. Let them run around the island, frolicking, get them out of society. They're not capable, those 4 people, of being in modern society. They are incapable. Take them away. Put them in a dungeon. Go old school. Stocks. I don't know. Particularly Hillary. Just look, Rashee Rice cannot be around people because he is dangerous. Hillary, Bill, and Chelsea can't be around people because, well, they're murderous, allegedly, and they'll steal your money. They can't be around people. Put them on Alcatraz. Get them out of here. Out. Medieval, old school, whatever. Don't let them be around people. Anyway, let's get back. The civil suit alleges that Rice caused severe and permanent injuries to her, this woman, between December 23rd and July 25th after numerous assaults, including some during which time she was pregnant. Through attorney Ron Estefan, Jones is seeking monetary damages of over $1 million. I would you ought to sue his ass for more. Couple questions here. Now, you know what we do. We do not believe the plaintiff. We do not believe the victim. We believe, is plaintiff and victim the same thing? I don't know, the accused or the plaintiff. We believe the evidence. But I'm going to say this. When it comes to Hillary, Bill, and Chelsea Clinton, I don't need evidence. I just know they're wrong. When it comes to Rashee Rice, I don't need no evidence. I just need he's wrong. And don't come at me with any bullshit. No, he's earned that. This dumbass has earned the moniker guilty until proven innocent. I mean, this jackass has been allowed to slide and slide and slide. Go look him up. He banged up the point guard's car, still was drafted early. He runs over a bunch of people, callously walks away because he's a dumbass of the absolute nth degree, not a care in the world about crashing people, injuring people, 6 different lawsuits from of it. Of course he knocks up, got to have a baby mama or you just ain't cool these days because, you got a pee-pee, you might as well stick it wherever he goes because the undisciplined masses out there are ridiculous. But anyway, long story short, then it's alleged that he's beaten her. Now, I don't give a damn. I understand you got to prove it in a court of law. But with Rashee Rice, with Pac-Man Joe, it's true. With the Clintons, it's true. Period. A lot of people are saying, well, lock up an ex-president because Prince Andrew got locked up. No. Yes. Perp walk, Clintons, all 3 of them, and throw in Rashee Rice with them just for S's and G's, which is shits and giggles. That's all. Just walk them across. Don't even mess around. Don't even look at them. Just say, look, we don't need a court of law. You're guilty. You're such a dumbass that you're guilty. That's it. Tell me I'm wrong about Rashee Rice. You can't. Tell me you don't think the same way. I understand. It's racist. Shut up. Just shut up with that. This guy is a jackass of the nth degree, and Andy Reid is the biggest pussy currently coaching in any sport. He has no discipline. Players yell at him. Horseshit father. And this is a guy that we all revere. Not me. Not me. Not I. I cannot stand soft-ass, ridiculous coaches that let players slide. I cannot stand media creations that are created by a quarterback. Andy Reid sucks. He ain't a coach. You know what he is? He's an organizer. He's the Barack Obama of the NFL. What was Barack Obama? A community organizer. That's what was his job, seriously. What? Hey, you guys go over there and let me see. Come on over here. We're going to have a rally about something. Barack Obama was basically Dave. That's all that Andy Reid is. He's just an organizer. Players yell at him. Players get arrested. Honest to God. And he's a philosopher, this Andy Reid. Andy Reid, you suck. You won't do shit. And Roger Goodell, you won't either. You won't either because you're afraid of being called racist. You're way beyond calling it anything other than a dumbass. Now you're pissing me off. And while you're here, hey, we had a raucous crowd last night. My man Sean was awesome. We were smoking cigars. We had a bunch of people on it. Go over there. Go right now. YouTube.com/@don't@me with Dan Dakich. And you know what? Like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to play comments from today's show. We'll play them tomorrow. And we'll have a good time with it. So give me your comments. Come at me. Whatever you want to do. What? You're a fly in an elephant's ass if you think you're coming at me. But do it. It'll be fun. Hey, shoot your shot with Prize Picks. Yeah. Shoot your shot with Prize Picks. Get $5 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineups. That's right. That's right. Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5 lineups. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, every board that much more exciting. So don't miss the chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Click more or less on a 2 to 6 player stat projection. You get your picks right, you cash in. Pick from all your favorite sports, anything from hoops to baseball to hockey to UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, esports, and more. Find your community on Prize Picks with new social feeds feature. You can share Prize Picks with your friends. Copy lineups from winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like. Use them as inspiration for your own picks. You can even follow Prize Picks partners like us. Tailor fade our picks with just one click. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code DAKICH. Get 50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. That's code Dakich, DAKICH. In lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. John Salley and I basically played the same time in college basketball. He was good. I was bad. But I got to ask you a question because this is the Bob Knight answer to all you New York guys going to Georgia Tech. I used to say to them, you coached at West Point. You act like you're a New York City guy. How come we can't get anybody from New York City and they all go to Georgia Tech? And he always said he couldn't match your Bobby Cremins' offers. So let's get it out there. What did all you all get to go down to Atlanta?
We got to go to a city that was 85% black and people had jobs. So that's one of the reasons I went. The crazy question is, I got to be pretty friendly with Coach Knight from working on the Best Damn Sports Show, and I asked him the same thing. I said, "Why didn't you come get me?" He said, "I didn't think you would come to Indiana." I was like, "To play for you, I would have come to Indiana." But
Really?
yeah, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, I would have gone.
I sent him to see. Remember Felipe Lopez? I sent him to see Felipe Lopez.
Yeah,
and he told me he couldn't play. He told me he can't play. I said, "Oh, okay, all right, okay."
Well, he couldn't play. He couldn't. You know, Coach Knight says the best. You want to know motivation? But to bench, up to grade.
Oh, believe me, my ass sat on that bench. The next day in practice, I was going 100 miles an hour. You never had that because you were a superstar. But I got to ask you, I was watching something you did the other day, and you're minding your own business, being you at the Kentucky Derby. Jordan's there. Charles Oakley's there. You besmirch the great name of Michael Jordan in front of Charles Oakley. And for whatever the reason, Charles Oakley punches you in the stomach. Can you walk me through that?
Yeah. Well, Dave Chappelle and Chris Tucker were there. We were in this wonderful suite by the late, great, rest in peace, Junior Bridgman. And sitting down, just having a snack, and in front of his wife, and he goes, "Sal, this is your man right here. You always talking right here. Your man, him or Kobe?" And I go, "Wait, you got to put some caveats on it." And he goes, "No, what?" He goes, "I said at 27," and I lean over to Michael and I go, "At 27, young boy would have your lunch." And then Charles Oakley tried to knock all the lunch out of my stomach. I saw him at the last minute, so I got about 6 of the 8 abs that were left to tighten up. And then Michael was like, "Come on, man, Sal just sitting around. He just does that to people to get them riled up." But Charles Oakley has been wanting to hit.
Uh-oh.
So
we lost. I think we lost you for a minute.
What's happening?
Hey,
there we go.
I don't know.
I said Charles Oakley.
Yeah.
Been wanting to hit me since basketball. I mean, I couldn't tell you when. I've done so many crazy elbows and swift hits and hockey checks that he couldn't wait to punch me. Plus, I think he was mad at something else. But I wind up getting to him later and asking why we so upset. And he says, "Well, man, it's you and Charles be on that show talking stuff about me. Charles Barkley." And I said, "Charles, I'm on Fox. I'm not on that show." And he was like, "Oh, my bad." I was like, "Yeah, it wasn't me that hit you, that said anything about you. It just wasn't my style."
You famously, and I saw your answer to this, and it's a great answer. You famously stayed on the court when Isaiah, most of the guys on the Pistons walked past Jordan. And I asked Isaiah's a friend. I asked him privately. I'm not really going to give his answer because it was in private. But why did you stay on the court?
One, Michael is my fraternity brother, Omega Psi Phi Incorporated. 2, I didn't want to be a part. Well, the way Bill said it was, let's give it to them like the Celtics handed it to us. And that's what the Celtics did to us. They walked off the court while Adrian Dantley was shooting a foul shot. And they walked through everything, didn't say anything to anybody, and kept moving. And I think it was Kevin McHale that reached back and gave Isaiah 5 and said, "Bring the trophy back to the East," or whatever, something like that. But, the Celtics had a different rule, and I didn't think it was classy when they did it. I didn't think it was classy when we were about to do it. And Chuck Daly was like, "Come on, Sal, you can't get any more points. It's over." And I said, "No, I just didn't want to be a part of it. I just know there was more to life than just that. Reputation is what you fall for. Character is what you stand for. So I just didn't feel that was something that I would do."
Yeah, I heard you give that answer, and that's such a great answer. Why every team that you went to, I don't know about Greece. I don't know whether you won there in Greece or not, but every team you went to won. And as a guy that coached for like 30 years, I call them Seinfeld guys. Like if you watch Seinfeld, if Jerry's not there, then Elaine isn't hanging with George. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're the guy that everybody wants to hang out with. I feel like you're the guy that can bridge every gap in a locker room. And I know you're going to be self-deprecating here. I get it. But that's the way it seemed to me as a guy that studied your bad boys team, studied the Lakers, studied the Pitt. I mean, brag on yourself a little bit.
I don't do negativity.
You go.
It's not the thing for me. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't help in any situation. And when I get on a squad, my whole thing is to win. I do not like to lose. It is not something I like to do. And to the point where I don't ever say I've ever lost a game at all. I say the time ran out. We were close.
Yeah, I get it.
Ran out of time. We ran out of time. And I guess because of the way a lot has gone in my life, the universe has blessed me with being able to connect to other people who I think most guys want to win. I've been around people who only want the money, which is great because I wanted the money too. But man, it was more than just about the money. It was about being able to walk out taking something that you worked really hard for. I like that. And I like when your girl looks at me and says, there go that man.
I feel like when you join a team, and even as a rookie, I don't know. I feel like when you join a team, everybody comes, hey, Sal, how you doing? Even guys that you never met in your life. This is the first time I ever talked to you. But I've studied players, and I've studied you, and I feel like you're that guy that I don't give it. I may not ever have known you, but we're on the same team. You walk through the door. Hey, Sal, how you doing? I'm Dan. I feel like you're that guy.
Yeah, I definitely bring in now with the ability to be very optimistic, not really to rather dwell in positivity and thought process. I think that's an energy that you can bring because
I do too.
Like my man Yazim Ben said, I know danger. I can sense danger. Don't really want to stay around it. So if I can sense danger and negativity, I'm going to be on the positive tip. I'm also very vocal on the back line and defense. And I would say things like, slide your feet or he's going to score 30 points tonight. I'm not going to block every shot. I'm not going to get in foul trouble for you is what I used to yell at people. Slide your feet. I'm not getting in foul trouble for you. And that would stick in people's brains. And I never was, even when I went to teams that were losing, I remember went to Miami. They were used to losing, and then my third year. By the time my third year was there, we took Atlanta to the Game 7. Could have won. I thought should have won. Better put in the first round, and we were like the seventh, eighth slot in the Eastern Conference. So I just believe in doing what you need to do. I was coaching in Puerto Rico. Great gig. Love those guys. I said, it's a very simple game. You put the orange thing in the orange thing, and you stop them from putting the orange thing in the orange thing. That's how simple it is. It's rollerball. I couldn't say it to these young cats because they didn't know what rollerball was. I said, you just use your guy to get around the orange stick and the orange stick. Simple game.
So, my son's coaching, and when he tries to get philosophizing with me, I go, dude, you teach big guys to put a ball in a basket. Shut the living hell up. Just shut up. And let me teach you a little something about life. You were around, guys that are top 10 players, top 5, however you want to gauge things, whether it's Shaq or Kobe or Michael or Isaiah and all that kind of stuff. Every guy, by the way, I've met and got to know Mahorn pretty good, know Isaiah, got to know Joe. It's always easy. I'm changing to my own question here in the middle of the question. But it's always easy when you talk to guys that were on championship teams to see why they are champions. Like, They're not dull people. They're tough people. The 3 championship teams, you won 4, played on 3 different teams to win 4. What did they all have in common, and what were some differences between the stars of those teams and the makeup of those teams?
They all had a chip on their shoulder. Every champ been involved with, we had a chip on our shoulder. In Detroit, we had to prove it that we deserved to be there. And then we had to prove it again that it wasn't a fluke. In Chicago, you remember Michael was coming back. So Michael was back, the end of 95. So he was back on his next 96, 97, 98. And then in Los Angeles, I remember how I got on the team is I called Phil. He was in Wyoming. And I said, you're not going to let these 2 guys not win a championship. And he goes, Sal, who you been talking to? I said, no, I just finally decided to turn on the game and watch it. And if these guys had the triangle, they'd be unstoppable with Shaq in the middle. And he goes, I just got the Laker job, but we're not telling anybody. I said, well, I live 5 doors from Shaq. I can definitely teach the guy what he needs to know. And, I'm a student of, like, Tex winners love that I would ask tons of questions about the triangle. And he wound up autographing a book to me, one of my favorite books. And so I read it, I understood it, I know why it works. It seems, if you ever go into the pool hall then and see somebody that knows how to play pool, well, they understand what the diamonds mean on the pool table. And when they understand what the diamonds mean on the pool table and they practice enough, you're not going to beat those guys. That's the triangle offense. You're playing against a great billiard player. And I like that part of the game. I like what it took. I knew it was a game inside of a game inside of a game. So that's mainly what I think is the reason I'm being a good championship team was. Plus, Kobe Bryant wanted to be better than Michael Jordan. That's a difference in people wanting to be Michael Jordan. He wanted to be better
That's
than Michael.
A hell of a point.
Yeah.
No, that's a hell of a point.
That's why I'm on so early.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I've said this, and part of it is because I'm very biased towards Isaiah. Just whatever. You guys are the only team to go through Bird, Magic. Who am I missing? And Jordan with the Pistons. You guys are the only team to go through and did it twice. Like, do you think the reputation of the bad boys holds back what is true greatness of the bad boys in the public's eye? And do you think, Isaiah not being Jordan, not, kind of fighting with Jordan, you think that in the public eye pulls back from the greatness that you guys won championships with?
Well, I'm an Isaiah Thomas fan as well. I think we have accepted our position. I know the young people watching would understand this. We understand that we are Thanos, that what we do is a necessity. We understood we were
Love it.
taking the bad guy situation. When Bill Lambert said, "Hey, we're the Raiders of the NBA," and he was like, "Yeah," and that became the moniker that we were going to wear, and we wore it proudly. Let me tell you, one of the best things in the world that is every day, and guys may not realize it, but once you win a championship and you're the reigning champions, the best thing that ever happened is when you go to play, guys are on their top game. Guys would take off a game before your game just to be ready to play against you. And they're so hyped up that they make mistakes. But it does nothing but make you better. There's no down games. Guys become individual. You can see they're not a team. And then, we're going to beat you down. Mentally and physically. We're going to beat you down.
What do you think of the modern NBA? Where are you at with social media, load man, whatever the people perceive as the biggest problems of the NBA? Where are you at with where the game is now in the NBA?
I think Wemby is the scariest human I've seen. Okay? I think the Nephilim is back. I think it's coming out of France. I think Wemby is unbelievable. Cooper is at 18 years old. Unbelievable. I think Shea Alexander is one of the smartest players, and of course, Kevin Durant is still one of my favorite players. I think I would have thrived in this league because I've ran so much. I was so used to running. But the way everything goes, like, I wish I was allowed to shoot threes when I wanted them. I wish you could make every mistake. Somebody can dunk you, just take the ball out. It didn't mean anything. Somebody's yelling, just 2 points, it's just 2 points. It used to mean something when you got dunked on my leg. You got dunked on, you were like, ooh, you were in somebody's poster. Your girl is going, I got to get to the car quickly. I do not want to be seen with this brother. I think Dr. J responded, it was just a little, and Michael Cooper said, we didn't make a lot of money. We made a lot of money compared to some people, but doctors were making more money than professional athletes, which they should have. But now, the money is, once that's in there, what's left to go around? What's the goal? What's the chip? What you're trying to get to? I like the way OKC plays. I love their game, and I still love the Celtics. I was always a Celtic fan. But that's about it. I'm really not. I like Joker. If they think he's good, they should have saw Sabonis. Oh, I saw Sabonis late. Can you imagine? Oh my God! I hit his back and I said, "Oh, this is why we don't go to war with people in Europe." This dude is. He was a tank. So I understand the game. I see it, but I think they're trying to do something new, and that's what's they're gonna lose. The one thing about soccer is Pelé was, look what he ran up against. He ran up against racism and really cheap shots. They didn't have the facilities we have. They didn't have the treatment. Pelé won 3, but you need Ronaldo, you need Messi, and I think, but they stayed true to what the game was. I think the NBA is trying to change the game. But
for the better or the worse?
I think the NBA, the transition is being an American, we're so stuck in our ways as Americans, which some of them traditions we like, a lot of them we don't. But it's an international game now. I think in the next 2 years, it won't even be the NBA. It'd be the WBA.
The World Basketball Association.
World Basketball Association.
You probably, I got three things on that. Number one, Pele. I wore number 10 because of two guys my whole life until I got to Indiana, and Knight made me wear number 11. But because of Pele and Bob Love. I don't know if you remember Bob Butterbean Love, but that's my all-time favorite basketball player in the history of basketball. Yeah. And we were talking about older Sabonis, 1982-83 season, Indiana. We're number 1 in the country, and we're playing Sabonis in an exhibition game at Assembly Hall. And he dunked on me so hard, the 18-year-old Sabonis, that NBC, who used to do college basketball, if you remember,
yeah,
they, as recently as 15 years ago, had that in their montage for basketball, me trying to take a charge, and here comes Arvydas Sabonis dunking on the entire state of Indiana, including my big fat Serbian head. But anyway. Hey, last thing. You're involved with the Globetrotters. You're doing a thing, or you've done a thing with Fox Nation, correct?
Yeah, we did a documentary out of one of the studios I have here in Los Angeles. And I don't even know if everybody would ever remember what those guys meant. I mean, Metal Lemon, Curly Neal, what they meant to basketball, what they meant to us as we were watching, knowing, yeah, they were doing tricks on court, but we knew they could really play. We knew, like when you watch Magic Johnson, you're watching Meadowlark Lemon, being the showman in the middle. You know, I loved him so much. When I was in high school, we played a 1-3-1 offense and defense at times, but 1-3-1 offense, and I thought I was Meadowlark. I would catch ball. I mean, that's how much it meant that, you know, the guard would throw me the ball and I would be the one distributed it. To the point where Coach Crimmins used it in my offense at Detroit. I mean, at Georgia Tech. So, you know, me being able to pass the ball, let me put that better. Me willing to pass the ball, right? I'm one of those guys that thinks the great basket comes from a great pass. Somebody sacrificing, giving it to more of an open man and spacing. So I think the fact that they're doing this documentary, so the younger generation could understand that these guys, even though they looked like they were doing clowning things, they were really, really artists with the ball. So I think it's going to be a great documentary on it. I think it's a great thing to watch, and I can't wait for it to come out.
I same as you. I mean, I'd get in the middle and do all that stuff, try to kick it from behind, drop kick it from behind. And yeah. Hey, probably every night on YouTube TV, Bad Boys or a Bad Boys comes on. Every time I'm watching, do you get a residual? Do you get a check from every time we watch Bad Boys with Smith and Martin Lawrence? You get a check for that every time we pay attention?
I get one every 6 months or something like that for the past 20 or 30 years, something like that. They're not big checks anymore. Well, I got a big check because of Bad Boys 4 that I just kept nagging Will, and I finally got in. But that being about it.
How much fun was that? How much fun is it to do a movie like that for you?
Oh, man, let me tell you something. Watching Michael Bay direct was amazing. Being on set with those two unbelievable talents was amazing. And I mean amazing. It was so much fun. You know, when I watch film now, I really just sit around and I watch and I pay attention to every single thing that's happening. I just did the series Boston Blue with Donnie Wahlberg, and I'm one of those guys that sit back and I watch what the director is doing, why he's doing it. Just like the triangle offense, man, it's gonna, you put it together, it's gonna come out okay. So I love watching it. I love the idea that I can be a character. I'm already a character, but to be a character, when you step outside yourself, and you just got to remember what the character would say, not what you would say. So I love that about acting.
How hard's that?
Well, I don't consider it hard. I consider it focus, and it's so funny when you focus, it comes out like it's supposed to.
Appreciate you, man. Did you grow up a Yankees or a Mets fan?
My father, God rest his soul, was a Mets fan and kept telling me, man, you could be a pitcher. You would be able to put the ball right in the mitt as long as you are. And, basketball was the style in the 70s and 80s for the black kids, not baseball. Baseball had losses. It's cliche. So, but I'm a Yankee fan. I love what they're doing. I always liked the pinstripes. I got to go to one of the World Series games. I didn't stay. It was too long of a game. I like what they're doing now. I like that they're moving. And I got to know some great baseball players. Rob Dibble, who used to be on the Best Damn Sports Show with me.
Oh, yeah.
Stories. John Crunk would tell me stories. I love the greatness. That's the best way of me putting it. I love the greatness.
You're either lost or going somewhere far.
I am literally. I try to keep people alive. And when I said yes, I would do this, and I looked at the time, I was trying to leave my house even earlier to get there. I have this place called Solaire. And Solaire is we have this machine called an EECP, and it could help you not have a heart attack. And since that's the number one killer, it's non-intrusive outside of your legs. Just have Solaire, SOUL AIRE, and it's in Santa Monica, and it's a trip because I'm almost there, but I have to get on the machine because the chances of a 7-footer living past 60 are 50-50.
Ooh.
So and that's a true stat. And so I get on this machine in the morning. And most people start their day with coffee. I start mine with the machine. And I plan on living to like 122 years.
Yeah.
Well, why not? Why not?
The great, I don't know if you remember this guy, Uwe Blopp was my college roommate, 7'2", German. And he told me this. He came to visit about, a few years ago, and he goes, "Hey, Dan, look, walk through airports. They ain't a lot of old 7-footers, brother. They ain't a lot of old ones." And so he does the same thing as you. I mean, he's very conscious of probably, eats vegan, eats right, all that kind of stuff, man. And appreciate you, John. Thank you so much for coming on. That's been a blast, as I knew it would be.
Hey, you tell me when I can come on again, Dan, and we'll do it again, brother.
Let's do it in the playoffs. We'll just talk ball. How's that?
Oh, yeah, we can do that. Send a check to South Consultants. No, I'm joking.
That mailbox is full. That mailbox is full of checks. Kremens is still paying him. You know what I mean? 3-4 different teams. Team from Greece.
Let me tell you the craziest thing. Coach Crimmins, I had more money in my pocket than Coach Crimmins. This guy wouldn't give me a dime. I kept saying, I could have gone here and gone there and had a Jaguar. He didn't care.
Right.
Great guy. Right. All right, Dan. Peace, brother.
Love that, man. Thanks, John. Have a great day. There he goes, the great John Salley. I'm telling you, he goes to a team and everybody wants to be around him. I mean, honest to God, I know more NBA players that said the same thing. Here's a clip from what's going on with his Globetrotter documentary.
He ran under a 4.4 in the 40. He could shot put, high jump, triple jump. This guy could do it all.
There it is, available now. Just go to Fox Nation.